Hangouts. We are hanging out. Revive FM, the podcast. Guys, this is the very first one that we're doing on YouTube. But let's get cracking. In segment one, Kim Kardashian West addresses Kanye's mental health issues. Johnny Depp throws a bottle like a grenade at Amber Heard. Crazy. And then the big story in the sport, Klopp couldn't be more proud as the Reds lift the trophy. Let's get started, Taff. Have you heard about the craziness of Kanye West and his mental health and obviously his recent political rally speech, which was just terrible? It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite interesting. He basically hauled up in his ranch in in the middle of nowhere, probably wearing a bulletproof vest, thinking everyone's going to kill him. And he was saying that his wife and mother-in-law came to take him and lock him up. So the guy's mental health. He's had these episodes before, but this seems to be quite a distressing one. It must be distressing. He's got 4 kids with him as well. So.
What's crazy is Kim Kardashian, what she said publicly, she addressed his mental health and was saying, look, as many as you know, Kanye has bipolar disorder. That's crazy. She just put it out there. What is with these celebrities just posting things on Twitter about their own personal lives? It's mad.
Yeah, I mean, the celebrities are, I mean, the whole world, they post updates about what they eat, what their love lives, their children's lives, everything is online. So it's a very different world we're living in at the moment. So
it's a crazy world. I mean, the rapper, he's one of the biggest music stars out there, and he's now trying to run for president. But his first campaign rally was terrible, dude. As you could see, people were just confused. I mean, he looked confused. He looked concerned.
What was he saying?
Twitter burst. He was just saying really, really crazy. He was rewriting history for one. He was rewriting the history of slavery for one. You need to listen to it back. And he was even talking about crazy things about how he wanted to abort his daughter, how his father wanted to abort him, or in his word, he almost killed his own daughter. That's really, really strong, powerful words there from Kanye, which to me is worrying because he's putting out there during a campaign rally. Yes, he wants to be passionate, but don't you think it's just a bit of to me, came across quite distressing?
Yeah, he's just a bizarre individual, even from his first album, College Dropout. He's privately educated. He's a college graduate. He's not from the hood. A lot of these rappers are, and his whole life he's been an outcast. This presidential run has just tipped him over the edge.
We don't talk too much about the stigma that's attached to it because of the misconceptions about mental health, and Kanye obviously must be experiencing some of this, which is kind of sad to see because it was shown in a bit of a meltdown on stage. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, celebrity relationships are now conducted online. Everyone wants to know celebrity breakup, and that added pressure in an already sort of relationship. Marriages are not easy. You have to do a lot of stuff to make them work, and having that added pressure, really can tip things over the edge. And it seems like everything's at breaking point. Kim has
a breaking point. And the thing is with bipolar is obviously it's not a nice thing. And there are different types of bipolar. So if you guys don't know what that is, let's give you a quick breakdown because it's important to know what the symptoms. I mean, it's basically manic highs and depressive lows. And you do see that in some of his character. You see that and come through in some of Kanye West's character. And you can see that experience through that severe depression that sometimes comes through in small doses through his tweets, through even very recently, and those manic episodes as well that you're seeing. That is what bipolar is. Do you think Kanye is suffering bipolar, Taff?
I don't know. I mean, from his whole relationship with Jay-Z, you know, they've had public spats, and he admires him, he sees him as a hero, and then they had, very publicly he kind of disassociated himself, and then he's all friends now. So it could be an indication of bipolar, but mental health and bipolar isn't, a small thing. It's very, very, difficult for the people around the person and for the person themselves. They have like complete polar opposite personalities.
Well, as you're saying right there, that's a really important point, because some of this is genetic as well. It could be genetic. It could be chemicals at play within your body. So it's not just simply something that you develop. Yes, some of it might come from distress when you're a child, but there is also genetic and chemical factors at play. So it could be that that's what Kanye is going through. Maybe there's a mix of this, plus with the fact that celebrity is just just such a difficult thing, especially at that level, to live with, when you're always in the press and you're always judged about everything you do, all the content he brings out, and even the fact that he has had spats in the past, and he has said some really strange things in the media in the past. It kind of, to me, I know you say you don't believe that he has that. To me, it seems like he might have it, because he certainly has shown some of the traits of this throughout the last few years. So that was story number one. Now, guys, we are hanging out. This is our very first video YouTube podcast, which goes alongside our radio show, which airs every other week. So if you want to listen to previous episodes, you can simply type in Social Muslims Podcast in Google, and you'll be able to listen to previous episodes from the Halal Hangouts team. In the news, we've heard about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. You know about this, Taff. Like it's another crazy celebrity story, and it just shows you that the world of celebrity isn't all it seems. All the money, all the glitz, it isn't all it seems. How is Johnny Depp throwing bottles like grenades at Amber Heard? Is he?
Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, that again, there's two media machines going at it. You got Johnny Depp's PR machine and Amber Heard, and they're in the middle of this whirlwind divorce, and they're accusing each other of stuff, and it's just crazy how celebrity life just spills out, and then the dirty laundry just spills like all over the road, and you can see. So Amber Heard isn't faultless. There's loads of video recordings of her abusing Johnny Depp, so you don't know where it is, who's at fault, who's
who
right,
is at fault.
Taff,
tell us, who is at fault. This is another story, as you just quite rightly said. Who is at fault? No one knows. We don't know. We're obviously not in their private life. But when people are saying to you that she's telling the courts that she got angry, but not in a rage to throw anything. It's like, how do we know what level of anger you were at? You're telling the court one thing, we're hearing another thing from Johnny Depp, and vice versa. So these are the kind of things that are really interesting about this case, is that it seems like it's becoming a bit more of a, it's spewing out into a bit more of a tit for tat between the two as well. And now they're really claiming that there was lots of abuse, and physical abuse at that. We're talking about throwing grenades like bottles, Taff. Like bottles. Sorry, throwing bottles like grenades. I mean, is she throwing them and then they're just exploding? Sorry, is Johnny throwing them and they're just exploding? God knows. But here we go. It's like it sounds really, really tense and a horrible scenario for both of them right now. He's going to lose tons of money, isn't he? He's going to lose tons of money.
I mean, it's funny because males in general lose out most in divorces, and in this case there is there is evidence that, you know, Amber Heard isn't faultless. They've got like this toxic relationship, so they're not as, she's not this person that's been like beaten up and stuff. Like from the recordings, from what I've heard, you know, she's giving it right back. You know, so it's not like you know, a helpless person in the relationship. You know, they're both going at it, and you know, he's obviously, you know, stronger physically. So you know that people look at this and say, oh well, he's the aggressor, but it doesn't always work like that. And it seems a bit, it's very smoke and mirrors. And you know, when the media gets involved, it gets even more cloudy. I would hate to be the judge that has to deal with them too. You know,
it's one of those, as you say, it's one of those situations where it
demonstrative.
demonstrates that the world of celebrity and how it can really spiral out of control when you've got two powerhouses. We just spoke about two powerhouses, Kanye and Kim K, right? Everyone thinks that, oh right, okay, they're two huge celebrities are living this wonderful life. They're obviously not. I mean, everyone has these problems. Everyone has these obstacles and challenges. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, you think, oh wow, they've got the money, they've got the glitz, they've got the fame, they've got everything. They obviously don't. They go through the same problems everyone else does, you know. And look at this, even exacerbated because money's involved, the courts are involved, judges are involved, and it just gets crazy. Now, also, let's talk about some of the latest news. You are a football fan. I am a football fan. You are not a Liverpool fan. You are a Man United fan, which means you are angry, Taff. You are very, very angry. Also, in the football news, the latest, Liverpool take the Premier League. And when I say they take the Premier League, dude, they smash it. They, you know, comparatively to Man United, I think there's about 33-point difference. That's like 10, 11 games that they've got higher. They've won more than you guys. That's crazy. Let's talk about that. How do you feel about Liverpool?
Liverpool have been the best team this whole season, and unfortunately it was marred by the coronavirus, where the coronavirus came, and you know, it's always going to be the coronavirus season. It's not going to be the season that Liverpool won the Premiership. It's going to be like, oh yeah, that season, oh, what would have happened if the coronavirus didn't kick in? Who knows, maybe some players were suffering from the coronavirus beforehand. But
it sounds like excuses from your side, Taff. It sounds like excuses, dude.
And on that note, we're gonna break for maybe Salah, and we'll be back after these messages.